Hi, I'm Lisa Martin.
And I'm Jim Majori, and welcome to the Back to School edition of
Atlantic Ave.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Back to School edition of Atlantic Avenue. I'm Jim Majori.
And I'm Lisa Martin. Welcome, Dr. Eric Anderson, the new principal at the Hampton School.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jim.
Oh, thank you for being here.
I appreciate it. We're having a great time tonight, as I think people can see in the background. And this is what Hampton School and Hampton community is all about.
Now, so you have been here for about a month. You were hired just about a month ago by the school board, and we've read your letter. I'm sure it was a grueling process, but maybe tell us what's the first month at Hampton been like?
Well, it's been a bit of a period of discovery. I'm getting to know the community and the school. There's tradition and histories behind that. I did a little of that discovery in my research about first whether or not I wanted to apply, and then secondly through the. I'm not sure how grueling it was, but it was the process. But it's been wonderful. I've met so many amazing people.
What was it that drew you to Hampton through your research?
Well, I wanted to work in either an elementary or a middle, or
both.
Perfectly, a K through 8 environment, and so that motivated me to apply, and it all worked out.
So, reading a little bit about you, we noticed that you talk about creating an environment for success. I wonder if you can talk about how, or the vision you have based on your history and your experiences of what you think that environment for success looks like.
Well, if we give students the benefit of the doubt that if we give them the opportunity to engage, the opportunity to participate, and encouraging, nurturing, failure is not an option, and we will support you along every step of the way. The kids can move mountains. I've seen that over and over in my career. Whether that's we don't have at the high school level, we don't have an AP program. We're going to create an AP program, and within 2 years we have an honors AP program. We don't have a socio-emotional curriculum at the elementary level. We will meet the students where they're at, boost them up, pick them up, initiate a responsive classroom model, and referrals to the principal, behavioral incidents, community involvement, participation at open houses, connectedness and from the parents. It's the more success and the more confidence and positivity there is, the more it breeds on itself. And the more the students believe that they can, as I said, move mountains, but do anything and accomplish anything. And
so
I've seen it in action as a coach, I've seen it in action as a teacher, principal, director of musicals, headmaster at a summer camp, you name it. So I want to make that happen here.
That sounds very positive and very encouraging. What do you see as your first 60 days worth of activities? How do you bite off something like that and make it happen immediately?
Well, the number one factor for the individual success of every student, the success of the classroom, and of course the school overall are our teachers and our staff and our faculty. So it really comes from helping to support them and their needs, their morale, their confidence, and just encourage them if they'd like to try something with their kids, rather than have sort of an environment of, well, you need permission. Just go start something. Go make amazing things happen.
Wow.
And if you need my help directly, I'm there for you. If you need my help indirectly, but I'm there to support you every step of the way.
Wow, that is very exciting, because there are so many families here in Hampton that have had multiple kids multiple children go through the school, being a pre-K through 8. I know myself, this will be the 17th year we've been at school. So
tremendous.
There are so many parents, both young and old, who are excited to be part of education. And I think that we'll truly embrace that idea of do something amazing. And it sounds like you're welcoming the parents into that piece also.
That's certainly part of our communications plan, but our effort to the extent that there is a disconnect, but certainly reconnect the community and reconnect the parents and welcome their involvement and the community's involvement with open arms, because this is certainly a community school, and without the community, without the parents and families, then we're diminished. We're not as strong. We're not as successful as we could otherwise be. So it's obvious that I want to encourage and nurture that partnership, and I will do so in as many different ways as I possibly can.
So we've got a school that runs the gamut from kids who are 3 years old all the way up to kids who are, what, about 25 or so as far as they're concerned.
Well, going on 25, I think.
Yes, the middle schoolers tend to think so. Yeah.
But all within a very small community. What does that mean to you to have to meet so many different needs in such a small environment?
Well, thank you. It's an excellent question. Well, what it means to me is really, my first reaction is how exciting that is, how that meets me at my core, my heart and my head, and how I'm wired. But developmentally, they are very different. Whether we're 2 schools within a school or 3 schools, pre-K 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, however you look at it, they are very different. But I'm looking forward to meeting that curricular and instructional challenge and with the teachers. But really the heart of it for me personally is getting in the kindergarten classrooms, and I can zip up the stairs and get in an 8th grade science physics lab within 15 minutes and kind of run the gamut and see in action the developmental differences between maybe kindergartners thinking about and learning about ecosystems, turtles in a pond or fish in a pond, and go upstairs and I see Newtonian's 3 laws in action, or Newton's 3 laws, excuse me, in action, all within 15 minutes. And that for me is tremendous. It's incredibly satisfying, and really what it's all about. I mean, this is as close to sort of my dream structure as really there is, without getting too small. Yeah. Because the dream would be pre-K through 12. But no. But I can't wait. I've been part of an elementary environment, a high school environment, a middle school, but never pre-K through 8. So it's very exciting.
Dr. Anderson, we have to break away for a couple of minutes to do some community notes.
Thank you,
but
Jim.
We'll come back and we want to hear a little bit more, and I want to hear about maybe some basketball skills. I'll see a segue. But
I'm sorry, but we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Enough.
All right. We'll be back after these community notes.
Welcome back to our back-to-school edition of Atlantic Ave. I'm Lisa Martin.
And I'm Jim Majori, and we're here with Dr. Eric Anderson, the brand new principal of the Northampton School.
Eric, one of the things that many parents are concerned with is the changing size of enrollment at Northampton School, and there's been some concern as to what is the projection for school size and what does that mean to the programs that you can offer. Can you talk a little bit about your thoughts on enrollment and how it will impact
Sure.
what you're going to work on?
Thank you. Well, having been here a month, but also having seen the enrollment projections, the enrollment will dip a little bit more and then level out after next year. Mm-hmm. So it's encouraging that our enrollment will gradually rise, level out and rise. But more to the point about enrollment and encouraging people to relocate to Northampton, and encouraged by the programs that are offered at the school that helps to drive enrollment. We are always looking, and I will always be looking to expand opportunities for students here at the school, either through programs during the school day, especially STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics related programs, Project Lead the Way, science and technology driven programs that are really turn kids on and are attractive to parents who are comparing one school's programs to another. Now, I mean, my goal and my vision is to have this public school, pre-K through 8, have a quality of programming, I mean, that is second to none, including private schools, so that parents have a very real and equitable decision. Well, Northampton School, a private school. Northampton School, amazing programs, amazing opportunities. My kid's going to have a great experience. Private school, yes, same thing, but it's going to cost a lot of money. Fair comparison. So, and most parents, given those two alternatives, I would hope would be encouraged to choose the private school. Mm-hmm. And I, in a very real way, in a demonstrable way, in the not too distant future, I want, if it isn't true to a certain extent now, I want the community to know that it's true and to know that the quality of education and opportunities is second to none, so that we do have that opportunity to build enrollment and drive some new families come into the town and choose to settle here and choose to have their students go to school here at Northampton.
Wow, that's impressive.
It is.
Maybe on a little lighter note, last year there was the first ever police and fire. I forget who won. I guess those guys will tell me one day. Yeah. Police and fire charity basketball game. You talk about bridging the bridge between school, town, community, and having everybody come together. Seeing all those folks in the gym, supporting everyone, in nurturing everyone, in just a fun, collegial kind of way was a great thing. Something we hope that we can continue. Yeah. I wonder if you've even thought about maybe fun ways like that, extracurricular ways that the community can be more involved with the school.
Well, I have, to the extent that I've thought that we need to have them as often as possible. Mm-hmm. I mean, really, in outreach to community members and parents and families, will forge those opportunities. But I've taught and been an assistant principal and principal in districts that are even smaller than Northampton, mm-hmm. and are even more. The community, culture, climate, activities are driven by what's happening at the school. Okay, so, and I know the power of that and the connectedness of that, mm-hmm. and I want to do everything I can to encourage it. I'm not very good at basketball, by the way, just as an FYI.
So you can join the fire department team. They're not good either.
Not the You got him. Not the Harlem Globetrotters, but one of those traveling teams. That they put me on the free throw line, and I think I missed at least 12 straight free throws.
Oh man!
At least 12. I'm a wrestler, former wrestling coach.
Oh wow!
So
okay.
it's kind of one of those things where I'm pretty decent at that, and it turned out that I'm not so good at the other things.
Maybe we'll have you do rebounds.
Yeah, why not? I can rebound. I can rebound. Just don't put me on the free throw line, please.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, that's definitely exciting.
I can't wait for year 2. we'll have some fun with it.
We'll definitely have some fun with it.
So let's fast forward to the picnic next year. What would you have accomplished that you would consider your first year of success?
What would I have accomplished? Well, really, what that makes me think of, quite honestly, and it's kind of back to a little heavier topic, but I think of the parent survey that the school board does. This is year 2, is my understanding.
Yep.
And my goal in terms of assessing my accomplishments and effectiveness is when the parent survey results come out this time next year, that the parent ratings, the parents have the opportunity to give their feedback, that the feedback comes in at 90th percentiles and above. And I know I'm generalizing that, and I don't want to cite a specific question, but I think certainly having to do with satisfaction about overall school effectiveness, satisfaction with leadership, satisfaction with communication. I want those numbers to get back to where they belong and to where this community deserves.
Out of curiosity, do you survey the kids too? Do they have a voice? You talked a little bit about student-centered, right?
Yes, student-centeredness. I want to make that happen. From school-wide, my understanding is it hasn't happened, but certainly at the middle school level, and you can go lower than that, and then developmentally appropriate questions even with the young ones. So I want to know, and it's very important what the students think about their experience. So I'd like to do that as well.
That's great.
That said, there's a gentleman standing behind us who I think is dying to get on TV. Can we have?
He is.
Can we have?
He is.
Where'd he go? Mr. NFL walked away. Oh, I want to get him on TV.
All right. Well,
that would have been fun.
They're having a great time. We're having a great time out here.
Hey, can you come over
Hi
here
there.
for a sec?
Do you want to come in front?
How are you? You are on Channel 22.
What's your name?
Elena.
And what's your name?
Vera.
Nice to meet you.
Have you met your new principal?
No.
Mr. Anderson. You can call me Mr. Anderson. I go by Dr. Anderson sometimes, but you can call me Mr. Okay?
I'm Lisa. I'm Lisa. Nice to meet you. I'm Lisa.
And what grade are you ladies going into? First grade. You're both going into
Wonderful.
first grade?
Are you in the same class?
No.
Different classes?
Mrs. G.
Mrs. G.
Mrs.
And which class are you in?
Mrs. Nolan.
Mrs. Nolan. And who are you?
And Mrs. G.
Miles.
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 What grade are you going into?
3rd.
Third grade. And have you met your new principal, Dr. Anderson?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Miles. Mr. Anderson, nice to meet you. So you're a football fan, huh?
What?
You're a football fan.
Yeah, I also play football.
Nice. I coach my 12-year-old son's football team.
Cool.
I do.
My brother plays football.
I
We
love
gotta
it.
find out her name.
I love it. The more activities, the merrier.
And what's your name?
Emily.
What grade are you in, Emily?
3rd grade.
Who's your teacher?
My teacher is Mrs. Eves. Miss Eves, yeah. Mrs. Eves.
Mrs. Eves.
Mrs. Eves.
My daughter had Mrs. Eves 2 times. Yeah.
We have wonderful teachers here. You're going to have great years, boys and girls. Great years.
All right, well, can we get you 4, or you 2 come in here too, can we get you 6 kids to help us
Carson.
out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in 5th grade. Rachel.
And what grade are you in?
3rd.
Can you guys all turn around and
All
look
turn
at the
around.
cameras, please?
And we all have to say, how should we have these guys sign us off on this segment of 22?
We can have them say "Back to School" on Atlantic Ave. How does
How
that
about
sound?
that?
On
Can you guys
3.
do that?
All right. So
Right here, we'll hold the mics out.
Wait, what am I supposed to say?
and on 3, you're gonna say "Back to School" at Atlantic Ave. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Back to school on Atlantic Ave.
Great job.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Back to School edition of Atlantic Ave. I'm Lisa Martin.
And I'm Jim Majori, and we're here with Jimmy Reck. I think your last name though is O'Hara, but everybody calls him Jimmy Reck. Jim, welcome to this great edition. The festivities here, probably the perfect place to ask you about the rec programs, maybe from the summer and then leading into the winter, and if you can kind of enlighten us on all of that.
Sure. I'll start with the rec camp. We had almost 50 kids every day at the summer rec camp this year. It was very busy. We filled up towards the end of the camp, which was good, but also bad because we actually had to turn some families away, which we hope not to do, but we were that full this year. So these are good problems to have.
What were some of the highlights for this year's campers?
Canopy Lake Park. We went to Water Country. We go on some really big field trips, and that's one of the big things that families look for.
And I think you had a pretty good summer with the weather, so you guys were able to do a lot of stuff outside.
It was gorgeous. It really was. We were outside every day. We didn't have to reschedule very many field trips at all, which can be a bummer for kids when they're really looking forward to that big field trip and it turns out to be a rainy day. So it was a really good summer as far as that went.
We were talking with the new principal, Dr. Anderson. He was really he's excited about the idea of building community, really inspiring the kids and allowing the teachers to let them be great. And I think there's probably some great opportunity there with the recreation programs that we have too, to
absolutely
bridge that gap into recreation. So what are some of the things that you do in the rec programs, or what are some of the programs outside of some of the summer stuff that you do?
Okay. This year we've got a good batch coming up here in the fall. We've got guitar lessons, ukulele lessons. We have some karate instruction going on. A before school program that's important for families. That's been a popular one in the past. We have Coyote Club coming back again for probably the 7th or 8th year. They're a very popular program. That's an outdoor exploration program where we get the kids outside, rain or shine, and they learn how to identify different plants, different trees, different animals, all kinds of things. They do learn some outdoor skills, kind of like survival skill type stuff. So that's been a really popular program over the years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, but I bet there's some kids who maybe want to do some stuff that's more like piano and things like that, that's more individualized. Do you offer those programs? You said guitar and ukulele?
Yeah, we do have piano lessons this year, on top of the guitar and the ukulele lessons.
Right.
And those are all in the after-school hours, so that's really convenient for families. And it's a great partnership with the school where we use the space here to facilitate those lessons.
Great.
Yeah.
So you've been running the rec department for many, many years. So this is a new year. What does a new year mean to you? As you start and you look at what's in front of you, what does it mean?
It's like a fresh start.
Yeah.
You know, everybody comes back similar to how we are here today. Everybody's kind of reinvigorating themselves back to Northampton School and getting ready for another school year. So it's just it's another starting point to bring some new programs and get things going on a good foot again.
Now, you also, of course, we can talk a lot about the kids. That's what we're doing here today. But you also have the senior program, PASA, which I understand is very popular. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a vibrant group of 55 and up, we'll say. They love getting together for lunches, and we're going to start our next lunch on September 15th. We meet in the town hall every third Tuesday at 11:30. And they look forward to that every time. And on top of that, we also go out for field trips. We go on some boat rides. We just got back from Squam Lake. Have you guys ever been up there?
I have not.
Oh, it's a beautiful lake. Lots of loons and bird watching, all kinds of stuff up there. So the seniors really, really have been enjoying that. And it's just a pleasure to be able to work with them.
So we've got the programs for really everybody. Your skill level, your interest level, age. None of these things limit you for what you can enjoy from the rec program at Northampton.
Absolutely, and we're always looking to branch out and start new programs as well. So if there's something that someone in town has that they think they can bring to the rec department, whether it's a special skill or cooking classes, something like that they really want to see, I'd encourage them to reach out to me, and we can see if we can put something together.
That's wonderful.
And how do they find out, how do the people in Northampton find out information about your programs?
Sure. Our website, the town website, is northampton-nh.gov. And they can go there and find the rec department, and my email and phone number is right on there. And we also have a Facebook page for the rec department that people can see, and we put updates on programs there as well.
Great.
Great.
Well, I think we have to go off to some community notes. We're going to come back and talk about the 275th anniversary of the town of Northampton, and then I think a couple of these kids back here might want to get on TV.
Very
so
good.
We'll go through the important stuff that we have to do, and then get to what's really important back here, which is the kids. So we'll be back after these community notes. Welcome back, everyone, to the Back to School edition of Atlantic Ave. I'm Jim Majori.
And I'm Lisa Martin, and we're here with Jimmy Rec talking about the Northampton Rec program. So, Jim, one of the things we were talking about at break is about the fact that you've got a lot of new programs and a lot of things going on. We talked about what it's like to see the year starting ahead of you. So let's flash forward to the end of the year. How would you measure success for your programs?
I think the main thing is feedback. I'm always reaching out to families that are participating and hoping that they reach out to me as well, and giving notes, basically. You know, what did you like, what didn't you like, what are you looking for that we aren't offering, or what are you glad that we are offering? Those kind of things, just that conversation.
And do you do it through surveys, or do you have
we do some surveys,
parents
absolutely.
can go?
And we also do just direct communication. We reach out to them, and we hope, like I said, that they reach out to us as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, as many people who are watching this might be wondering, the 275th years, what does that mean? So a little bit of a segue here, but still keeping with rec, the idea of enjoying community, is the fact that this year Northampton celebrates its 275th anniversary. As many people know, Memorial Day, we began that celebration here in town by being part of the parade, and we had some wonderful events at the town buildings. Coming up, though, in October, we have some more events. And Jim, I'm wondering if you might share with us the dates and some of the stuff that we'll be doing.
Absolutely. We've got October 13th to 15th is the weekend for the 275th celebration. And then again in November, there is I believe it's a harvest dinner that they're doing at Throwback Brewery.
At the Throwback Brewery,
yes.
right? What a
very
great
popular
location
place.
for
yes.
a dinner.
We've done some recreation stuff there as well. Now, the October weekend, there's going to be all kinds of things in town. Trolley rides, narrated about the historic aspects that exist here in town, and some things in the town hall. As we know, that's on the National Register of Historic Places, so there'll be a lot to highlight there. And just things of that nature. A great community event to get people out and celebrate 275 years of Northampton.
That's right. So that'll be a lot of fun. If anybody wants more information about that, they can go on the website, and they can get to the town website, and they can see more information about the 275th. But we'll make sure that that continues to get out to folks.
Absolutely. One more thing about the 275th, if I may.
Yeah.
They are selling T-shirts.
That's a lovely T-shirt.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So those are available as well. I believe they're $10.
Great.
Awesome. So just to go along with the 275th, I'm going to do a quick shout out for the Northampton Youth Association activities as well that go hand in hand with the recreational activities. We're still doing sign-ups for K through 2 soccer, and also we've got a little program for the 4-year-olds. That information is also on the site, so if you're out on the recreation site, check out the Youth Association soccer programs as well. And speaking of little kids
and soccer and all that other stuff,
I think it's time to bring in our young children.
Oh, I don't think those guys want to be on TV. All right, forget about it. No, that's all right.
Come on over.
Oh, you do?
Come on over. All right, so one by one, you're going to tell us your name and how old you are.
Come on, everybody come over.
Brooke.
And what grade?
Third.
And your name? And your name?
Miles.
Miles, where are you?
Stand over here a little bit. Move over just a little bit. There you go. Come on over here, Miles.
And Derek. Third and Eiley. My name's Eiley and I'm going into... my name's Izzy and I'm going into third. My name's Ben and I'm going into fifth.
My name's Elias and I'm going to fifth.
My name's Nina, I'm going into third.
And we lost one. All right, so you guys all excited to be back at school?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody tell me their favorite thing about Northampton School. What's your favorite thing?
Just the teachers and Miss Haas. She was my favorite teacher this
There you go. What's your favorite thing? They have hands up over there.
The fun.
The fun?
The learning.
The learning. What's your name?
Henry.
And what grade are you in?
I'm in first grade.
And what's your favorite thing for school?
Everything.
Everything?
And how about you guys?
Justin. I like recess.
And you
Math.
like math?
And recess. Extra recess.
Extra recess. So you have to know math to figure out extra recess because you have to figure the time.
I like PE and art. I like PE and art.
Fantastic.
So why don't everybody turn and face the cameras? Can everybody face the cameras? And what we want you guys to do is help send us off. What we're going to do is we're going to count to 3.
That one.
And we're going to look at that camera, the one with the red light. You want to see? You want to hold this?
Yeah, let's get guy in the green shirt right over here. There you go.
All right, so we're going to count to 3, and when we say 3, we want you guys to say.
What do you want to say? What should we have you guys say?
School rocks.
School rocks. How about that?
All right. You ready? So when we say, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and everybody says school rocks, okay? Ready? And look at the camera and raise your arms. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
School rocks!
I'd like to thank our guests, Dr. Eric Anderson, the new principal at the Northampton School, and Jimmy Reck, the head of the Northampton Recreation Association.
We'd also like to thank all of the people who made Hit the Beach for the Wounded Warriors such a special program. We should also thank all the great kids who helped us out on this edition of Atlantic Ave. They're still pretty vocal out there. So, on behalf of me, Jim Majori,
And Lisa Martin.
we'd like to thank you for joining us on this edition of
Atlantic Ave.